everybody, and welcome here to the Dawson Center, home of the Mighty Tigers, as we get ready for the second game of our doubleheader here this evening. I'm Clarence Jones. Thank you so very much for joining us. Tonight, it is the Voorhees Tigers sitting at 3-1 after a great show at the HBCU Classic up in Rock Hill this past weekend. After defeating Wilberforce and Morris, they return home victorious 2-0 on the road, 3-1 overall, and now they have their next two home games coming up here on homecoming week. They face a Brewton Parker College Barons team that comes in with a record of 1-0 after a 75-64 win at Payne College just a few nights ago. Now they look to go 2-0 on this South Carolina trip. But for the Tigers, I have to say the Tigers up front with Amari Joseph, and also you have the likes of Malachi Johnson, and of course the wingspan of these two has been really a key for the Tigers, not just them, but all of the forwards playing here tonight for the Tigers. Meanwhile, in the Tigers' backcourt, glad to see Hector Rosario starting to come around. He had a pretty good game in the HBCU Classic against Wilberforce. And not only that, Keyshawn Fleetian and the rest of the young squad stepping up. So you have a good mixture. Coach Huff feels really good about this team. And tonight, they'll put their 3-1 record on the line against a Barron squad who, coming into the preseason, were picked at the bottom of their conference. But a 1-0 start after that 75-64 victory against Payne College. Leading the way was Lance Smith, who had 19 points. Kenny Coleman also poured in with 11 points. And not only that, the Barons has a pretty deep bench, and they like to put it up. So we'll see what happens in this ball game. The Tigers in this game, not just this game, but this season so far, their hallmark has not been the offense, it's been more about the defense, holding teams to under 70 points. So we'll see what happens here this evening with the Tigers taking on the Barons. We'll have the opening tip-off and the starting lineups coming up from a raucous crowd here at Dawson Center. We'll be right back for the start of our game between the Tigers and the Barons right here on Voorhees Athletics YouTube page and our Facebook page. Stay with us. All right, so you seen the starting lineups. So let's let you know who was in the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Brewton Parker Barons, coming from us from Georgia. Lance Smith, as I mentioned, had 19 points in his last game against Payne. Kenny Caldwell, both are at the guards position. Also at the guard position, you had number 11, Jordan Johnson. And another guard position, we have Jeff Huff Jr. And up court, up front, we have DeMarcus Johnson Jr. for the Barons. As the Tigers take control, Tigers starting lineup, Jordan Blue. Jordan Blue had an excellent HBCU Classic during the weekend at Rock Hill over those 2 wins against Wilberforce and Morris, and particularly in one of those games, he scored like the last 17 points for Voorhees. So Jordan Blue coming off a hot weekend as we have a foul quickly on the Barons. Thank you so very much for joining us here. And of course, we always love to hear from you in our chat room. As we are underway here in this first half. Starting lineups for the Tigers, as I said, Jordan Blue, Hector Rosario also in there. We have Amari Joseph, also Tyler Willoughby, and Julius Phillips, as we have another whistle. And this time the whistle signaling out of bounds, last touch by the Barons. Tigers come in with a record of 3-1 after defeating Wilberforce and Morris. Out of the corner for 3, and no good. Jeff Huff comes away with the boards. Joseph playing aggressive defense, and he's called for the foul. So that is the first foul called on Amari Joseph, and the first team foul called against the Tigers. Just played 8 seconds into this first half if you're just joining us. Thank you so very much for joining us. Here's Phillips. Gives it off. Rosario. Hector. A little slippery there on the court. Just inside the free throw line. No good. Phillips will have a foul. That's called on Phillips. So Julius picks up his first and team's second foul. Here's Lance as he gives it off to Johnson. Johnson puts it up. Can't hit as we'll have a whistle. The Barons not necessarily was picked in the top of their conference this year. Matter of fact, they were preseason near the bottom of the conference. As Lance Smith at the line for the first time. Lance, who scored 19 points in that victory over Payne College, hits 1 out of 2. So the first point scored here this evening goes to the Barons. They're up 1-0 as we're just under the 18-minute mark in this first half. Phillips lines up for 3, no good. Lance Smith comes away with it. Smith gives it off. Caldwell, that shot No good there for Huff Jr. Back come the Tigers. Here's Blue, who had an excellent HBCU classic. And Jordan Blue starts off the scoring for the Tigers with the deuce. Under 17 and a half minutes to go. Tigers up 2-0. Here's Lance. Lance Smith, his first field goal. Already have 1 point from the free throw line, 3 points, and he has all of the Barons' 3 points. It's 3-2. Rosario from the free throw line, can't hit. Colwell comes away with it. Colwell dribbling between two Tigers, and the floater a bit too hard off the glass as we have a foul on the floor. And that will go against the Tigers. Amari Joseph picks up his second team foul, and he will quickly go to the bench in favor of Malachi Johnson. Out of the corner, three-pointer is there for Kenny Colwell. And Colwell now Barons up 6-2 as we coming up on 16 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Willoughby gives it up. Around the horn it goes. Along the baseline. Gives it up. Johnson. Nice, easy deuce right in front of the basket for Malachi. And it's 6-4. Tigers down by 2 as we coming up onto the 16-minute mark in the first half. And we have a foul called, offensive foul called against DeMarcus Johnson Jr. So DeMarcus Johnson Jr. picks up his first foul. And already team foul number 1 for the Barons. Malachi has a few viewers joining us. Want to give a shout out to them as Phillips hits the deuce. Julius Phillips. Look, the Tigers from the starters to at least 4 to 5 deep on the bench, anybody could come in and put up double figures. As in the ball game right now, as Christian Ford, number 4, long-range three-pointer, no good. Christian comes away with the rebound. Christian also had a strong performance up there in Rock Hill this past weekend. Unable to hit is Blue. If you're just joining us, our score, we're tied at 6. Not anymore, as a three-pointer is there for Lance Smith. And Lance gives the Barons a 3-point lead at 9-6 as we're under the 15-minute mark left in this first half. Once again, our score bug is not working, so I will try my best to keep up with the score as Phillips shoots it from the free throw line, and Julius Phillips hitting his second jump shot. That cuts the Barons lead down to 1 at 9-8 under 14 and a half minutes to go here in this first half. Here are two teams who's trying to prove themselves, as last season for both teams, not the best of seasons, but they are trying to turn it around. Of course, the Tigers off to a good start at 3-1. Meanwhile, the Barons gets their first victory of the season when they defeated Payne College just a few nights ago. 8-9 is our score. Barons with the lead. Short shot is no good there for DeMarcus Johnson Jr. As we're coming up on the 14-minute mark. Here's Rosario. Malachi Gives it up. Here's Blue. Oh, and off of somebody's foot. But if that pass was pure, Johnson had a free path to the basket. As we look into the chat room, thank you so very much for those watching us and chatting on in. Jeremiah West said the Barons won't take this. Spoken like a true Tigers fan. Only 1 second on the shot clock, and Rosario just kept dribbling and did not notice the shot clock was down to less than 3 seconds. Also, if you're a Barons fan, thank you for tuning in. Let us know. Barons fan, Tigers fans, where you watching us from? And of course, if you're a Tigers fan, if you're a Tiger alum, let us know what class you graduated. 2010, 2012, 2014, all in the building. Aaron Udell in for the first time, and he's called for the offensive foul. Aaron Udell, one of the top scorers off the bench for the Barons, and he proved that in that victory over Payne College, getting into double figures. So Udell picks up his first. That's the team's third. 9-8 is our score as we're coming up on 13 minutes to go. Three-pointer there for Wyndham, no good, as Durante Foster checks in. Durante underneath the basket and good. Durante Foster with his first two. And the Tigers, for the first time tonight, leads it 10-9 under 13 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Smith, long three-pointer, no good. It's short. Malachi with the good box out. And back come the Tigers. Coming up on 12 and a half minutes to go, 10-9. For those of you just joining the stream, our score box is not working, so I'll try to keep up the score as much as possible. As we got people tuning in all over the country, thank you for joining us tonight. Wyndham for three, can't hit. Malachi skies for the rebound, put back up, no good. He'll go to the line. One thing about this edition of the Tigers, they are very active on the boards, thanks to people like Malachi, who's getting ready to get on to the line, and also Amari Joseph. And not only that, Foster as well has played a role. So there's Johnson at the line for the first time tonight. This is the first. 12 minutes and 14 seconds to go. 10-9 is our score. Voorhees with a 1-point lead over the Barons. One out of two from the line goes Johnson. He has 3 points on the evening, and it's a 2-point Tiger lead at 11-9 with 12:05 remaining in the first half. Emmanuel Green, who just checked in, is called for steps. So Voorhees causing the turnover. Under 12 minutes to go here in this first half. 11-9 is our score. Tigers on top. For those who are just joining us. Wyndham, long three-pointer. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Barons. If Terrell Wyndham can get off here in this ball game, the Tigers will be a tough matchup for the Barons here this evening. They go in bounds. Here is Hector Rosario. Rosario getting double teamed, picks up his dribble. Foster Can't hit. Malachi comes around with the rebound. No good. Ball knocked around. Barons control. Back come the Barons looking to push. Here's Udell. And out of bounds and a turnover. (11 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first half. 11-9 is our score. Johnson gives it up. Foster backs up in the three-point range now. Back down low into Johnson. Johnson, so we have a whistle. Look like we have a reach-in foul called on the Barons. Dane Fisher, who just checked into the ball game, picks up foul number 1. So both teams now with 5 team fouls apiece. Here's Foster, and he's called for steps. (11-9 is our score. Tigers on top. Oh, left them open for 3. No good. Rattles in and out for Jordan Johnson. Back come the Tigers, looking to extend their 2-point lead. As Fisher playing some tight defense on Rosario. Into the corner. Wyndham hits it. There goes the first of what should be many three-pointers made by Terrell Wyndham. Wyndham, he loves that corner shot. And it's a 14-9 Tigers lead. The short shot, oh, that barely hit iron there for Chance Hatcher. Number 23 who checked into the ball game. Wyndham tries a long-range 3, can't hit. Up the court it goes, off the hands of DeMarcus Johnson Jr. (14-9) as we have a 30-second timeout by the Barons. So that is the Barons' first timeout of the first half. 9 minutes and 46 seconds to go here in this first half. 14-9 is our score. Tigers are up over the Barons. Early on here in this first half, Tigers trying to take commands of the boards with a early rebound lead advantage over the Barons. Just a reminder, coming up Saturday will be our next broadcast. Hopefully you can join us. Homecoming Saturday, this is Homecoming Tuesday night. We have Homecoming Saturday. Both the Lady Tigers and the Tigers will take on Johnson and Wells starting at 1 o'clock for the women, 3 o'clock for the men. So make sure that you join us here on Saturday afternoon. Homecoming Saturday. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Barons playing defense, down 14-9, trying to cut into this lead. Here's the alley-oop. And that is complete from Johnson over to the lanky Grant Sanders. So now it's 14-11. And we have a traveling violation called against Hector Rosario. So 14-11 is our score. Tigers on top. Barons try to cut down in this lead. Coming up on 9 minutes to go. Gives it off to Sanders. Sanders is called for steps. It looked like the floor is a little bit slippery because each team now, it doesn't matter which end, I've seen that their footwork, they've been sliding a little bit here. Under going on 8.5 minutes to go. Pass, Foster, count it, and one. Deontay Foster with the strong move to the basket. So Foster will be at the line to try to complete the three-point play. Foster now 5 points. And it's 17-11. Tigers on top as we hit the 8.5-minute mark remaining in the first half. Man-to-man defense here by the Tigers. Lance Smith almost loses the ball. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Good defense by the Tigers. Another good defense by the Tigers. Foster comes with the block. And the crowd enjoys the defense here by the Tigers. As Christian Ford slips up, we will have a foul call against the Barons. (17-11) is our score. Tigers are up. As Ford hits the first. (7 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the first half. Ford misses the second. 1 out of the 2 at the line goes Ford. 18-11 is our score. Tigers on top. DeMarcus Johnson Jr. with the deuce as he giving it to the crowd as he goes back up the court. 3-pointer on the way is no good for Julius Phillips. 18-13 is our score. Barons down to the Tigers and losing the basketball from behind. Another good defense there. Jordan Blue starts to run. Here's Phillips. Can't hit across the lane. As we're coming up on the 7-minute mark. (18-13) is our score. Inside it goes. Oh, and Johnson. He thought he was fouled. No call. Here comes Blue, the floater. Can't hit. Here's Colwell. 3-pointer is good. And that is the second 3-pointer put in by Kenny Colwell. And it's down to a 2-point Tiger lead at 18-16, under 6.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Foster gives it up. Here's Phillips. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Phillips got to put it up, and he's called for steps. And good defense there by Grant Sanders. (6:01) remaining here in the first half. 18-16 is our score. Tigers are up by 2, but the Barons keep chipping away, and now we're under the 6-minute mark. Near steal by Ford. Offensive foul. Good defense by Malachi Johnson. So we have a whistle. So once again, a foul called on Colwell. That is his first personal. Team foul number 8 for the Barons. So we have a little wet spot on the floor. That's why the delay is for. Here's Blue, gives it up just inside the three-point line, and that is short. That looked like that was altered just a little bit by Colwell. Back come the Barons, down by 2. Can tie it up with a deuce, can take the lead with a 3. Under 5.5 minutes to go. They're going for the 3. No good there by Udell. Here's Ford. Ford is, as he gets stripped, and an easy 2 there for Jeff Huff Jr. Ford gets it in as a foul is called. Look like this one is going on Sanders. So Grant Sanders picks up the foul. We're tied at 18 apiece with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go here in this first half as Malachi hits the front end of the 1-and-1. As we head into the chat room to see what's everybody chatting about, Malachi hits 1 out of 2. As Vicky Hodges McDonald, thank you for chiming in. Thornburg asked what was for dinner tonight. I'll have to ask one of the students at the who had a cab. I think it was Taco Tuesday today. As we have a foul called. As they call the foul on Isaiah Sellers, number 3 for the Tigers, who checked into the ball game. As Huff Jr. misses the first of 2. Yeah, it was Taco Tuesday today. Beef or chicken, they had both. So it was your choice of chicken or beef, or you can have both. 19-19 is our score. Under 4.5 minutes to go. Here's Willoughby. Bounce pass inside. Oh, and a traveling violation is called on Sellers. So 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in the first half. Our score, Tigers, Barons, tied at 19 as we have another wet spot situation. That is why we have the delay right now. So the officials clean it up on the Barons side of the court. Coming up on 4 minutes to play here in this first half. Kenny Colwell picks up his dribble, gives it up. Udell with only 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Bad way off as Willoughby looked like he was football shoulder, a little shoulder tackle there, a little tap, or as they say, the love tap by DeMarcus Johnson Jr. And that is his second personal. Team's 10th. So Tyler Willoughby, the junior out of Powder Springs, Georgia, will be at the line shooting. Willoughby at the line shooting 2. That is his first point of the evening. And it's 20-19. Tigers breaking that 19 all tie. Jake Casola, number 14, checks in for the Barons for the first time as Willoughby 2 for 2 at the line. Check into the chat room. Caleb asks, what's the halftime show? Honestly, I believe it'll be the cheerleaders who will perform at halftime, but don't take my word for it. 21-19 is our score. Tigers on top over the Barons. Been a pretty good ball game between two teams who's trying to have some turnaround seasons as that shot was off. As we coming up on the 3-minute mark. Here's Rosario. Rosario, that was a tough shot underneath the basket. Back come the Barons. Barons with numbers, trying to float it up. As the ball is loose, Colwell comes away with it. Colwell better be careful. Oh, nice double team as it goes out of bounds, and the only choice for Aaron Udell to do is to throw it off of Johnson's leg. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. 2 minutes and 43 seconds left on the game clock as the Tigers up by 2 at 21-19. Four seconds left on the shot clock, and that one is an air ball. So now with 2:32 remaining, Tigers trying to extend their slim lead, which is now standing at only 2, 21-19. Out of the corner for 3, no good for Julius. Malachi gives the Tigers a second life. Johnson! Nice little hook shot in the lane for Malachi. 6 points for the big man, and it's 23-19. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's Colwell, had to pick up his dribble. Floater, oh man, bank shot is good for Dane Fisher. I don't know if he wanted to shoot it or he was trying to pass it, but either way, it goes into the basket, and it's 23-21, Tigers on top. Here's Phillips backing in. Turnaround shot, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, last touch. They'll say by the Tigers. A minute 25 remaining here in the first half. It's 23-21. Oh, that looked like a nice defensive play for Malachi. Up the court it goes. Hector Rosario with the slam. 25-21, Tigers on top. A minute to go. Antrell Williams gives it off, and a shot in the lane for Casola. That is his first points of the evening, and it's 25-23. 45 seconds to go. Willoughby. And go inside. Julius backs in. Can't hit. Johnson with the rebound and the putback and score. Malachi is having a good game here so far. 8 points for the big man. Back the other way. Too strong off glass. Tigers with a chance. Shot clock turned off. They can hold for the last shot. They don't have to go fast. 10 seconds to go now. 9 seconds. 5 seconds. Blue. Oh, Blue to the basket. Count it. And that will do it for the first half. A strong finish for the Tigers in this first half as they will go to the locker room leading by the score of 29-23 over the Barons. So the Tigers right now are doing an excellent job, but you got to give credit to the Barons as they are holding it in here on this game. The front court will play a role here in this game. And as I mentioned, Malachi Johnson has done an excellent 8 points so far. And he looked like he might 20-point night. I would say a double-double night because he's boards as well. Meanwhile, for the Barons, kind of sparse scoring.
the journey.
What you got?
You said Malachi
Uh,
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah, for for the other team. He got 3 fouls.
I was looking at our team. He got 2.
The Marcus, right?
Huh?
Number 24.
Yeah, he got 2. He got 2
All
first.
right. And all right. So I got number 34 for us, Amari with 2.
Hold on. 34. Yeah, he got 2.
I got Phillips with 1 foul.
Yeah.
And I think Isaiah, number 3, he got 1, right?
No. Yeah, he got 1. Rosario has 1.
Rosario. Okay. All right, we're just under a minute to go as we get ready for the second half. It is 29-23, Voorhees Tigers leading the Brewton Parker Barons. I'm Clarence Jones. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And just before we get the second half underway, just want to spend a special shout out to all of our students. Yes, the pictures that you are watching and the action that you are watching is courtesy of our Voorhees University students in training, bringing you the pictures. Also, so I have to give a shout out to the students because if it wasn't for them, we would not have a broadcast here this evening, nor have a broadcast during the regular season. It is the students. This VU Media Network is for the students who brings you the pictures and the camera angles. So we do appreciate them. Yes, they are not CBS and ESPN students, but they are training to become a great camera person or behind the scenes. So I have to give it up to the students who are continuing to work hard as they can to bring you to action. And speaking about action, Malachi, get that shot out of here. So as we start this second half, we'd like to thank you for everybody that has been tuning in. Malachi along the baseline, high off the glass and in. It has become the Malachi Johnson show. He has 10 points, and it's an 8-point Tiger lead, 31-23. They go inside and a block there. Again, defense is the rule. As we just played a minute into this second half, 31-23 is our score. Tigers on top. Here's Willoughby. Willoughby goes inside, gives it off. Oh, and a traveling violation just as Jordan Blue was about to throw. $18 minutes and 41 seconds to go as we only played about 19 seconds into the second half. 31-23 is our score if you're just joining us. Here's Lance Smith giving it off. Oh, and a nice defense once again by Malachi Johnson. He's all over the court here this evening. Here's Rosario. Rosario gives it up. Willoughby, straightaway three-pointer. Oh, in and out. That would have brought the house to its feet. Instead, the Barons trying to cut in on this 8-point lead. Long three-pointer, no good. There for Jordan Johnson. Here's Jordan Blue in the lane, gets it out. Willoughby coming up on 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Phillips. Willoughby, 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Willoughby traveling. So travel is the call. As we just played about 2.5 minutes into this second half. Long three-pointer for Colwell, who hit a couple of three-pointers in the first half, as the Tigers will have possession. Here's Phillips. Can't hit. Malachi with the rebound. Put back, no good. Under 17 minutes to go. Lance Smith all the way to the basket. So Lance now with 7 points, and it's a 31-25 lead, and the Barons looking for more. Up the court it goes. Lance give it up. Oh, off the hands of Willoughby into the hands of Colwell, who shoots nothing but air. Back comes Blue. Willoughby, they will call an offensive foul. So an offensive foul called on Tyler Willoughby. 16 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the second half. (31-25) is our score. Tigers on top. Here's Smith. Oh, long three-pointer, no good. Blue takes it in all the way. Jordan Blue with this third field goal, 6 points on the night, and it's a 8-point Tiger lead at 33-25 as we're under the 16-minute mark. As we have a whistle back the other way, Jordan Johnson hits the floor. Malachi Johnson picks up his first personal, and that is the team's second of the second half. At the line shooting, Jordan Johnson gets his first point of the evening. Once again, thank you for everybody that's commenting in our chat rooms in both YouTube and on our Facebook page. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, both Tigers fans and Barons fans. (33-27) is our score. Tigers on top, but the Barons trying to battle back here. Wyndham, who checks in, gives it up to Rosario, back out to Wyndham. Wyndham spots up, three-pointer, no good. Here come the Barons. Lance Smith. Smith splitting the defense to the basket. Lance Smith, another basket. Up the court quickly. Hector Rosario with the quick answer. And we'll have a whistle. Uh-oh, we got a little argument. Wyndham getting into it with Lance Smith. So tempers flare just a little bit here. And the crowd start getting into it as Lance Smith will go to the bench. And now the officials will have something to talk about as Coach Huff now imploring to his team to stay cool. 35-29 is our score with 15 minutes and 4 seconds to go. So right now the officials will see if we'll have any texts. I guess no technical fouls. So no technical fouls, just a little heated argument between Terrell Wyndham and Lance Smith. We'll keep an eye on that. Lance is still in the basketball game. He just went over to the bench for a quick second. Lance is trying to get the ball. Oh, good defense by the Tigers. They felt it. Here comes Wyndham. Three-pointer, can't hit. And a tie-up. So both teams right now, they sense that either team can pull this game out. Right now, the Tigers are up 35-29 with 14:39 remaining in the second half. Oh, before that, Wyndham stepped out of bounds. So the Barons will have possession, down 35-29. This has been a good game here so far. Both teams, as that shot is short. Both teams really, this year's edition, they're trying to change things, as we'll have a foul called against the Barons. That looked like that will go on DeMarcus Johnson Jr. So DeMarcus Johnson Jr. picks up his third personal foul, and that is only the first team foul called against the Barons. So with 14 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in this highly intensified ball game between the Barons and the Tigers. Here are the Tigers. Oh, and that inbound pass too high for Phillips. Lance Smith comes away with it. Lance to the basket. Pretty move. So Lance Smith has come alive here in this second half. It's 35-31, a 4-point lead for the Tigers. Wyndham gives it up. Still time left on the shot clock. Rosario gives it up. Johnson! Oh, can't hit from up close. Back come the Barons, trying to cut in on the 4-point lead at 35-31. Lance Smith out of control. They'll call the foul. So Lance draws the foul, and the referee draws boos from the crowd. Back in the ball game, Dane Fisher, as DeMarcus Johnson Jr. checks out of the ball game for the Barons with 3 personal fouls. 35-31 as they inbound it. Close to the basket, no, and we'll have a whistle. We'll go back the other way. Ferlin Joseph, number 13, is called for the foul. So 3 team fouls called on the Tigers, 2 on the Barons, and we're under the 13.5-minute mark remaining in the second half. Wyndham gets it up. Inside it goes. Phillips with the body. Julius Phillips. That is his 3rd field goal, 6 points on the evening, and it's a 37-31 Tiger lead. Back the other way, the Barons shot no good. Malachi Oh, he's controlling the defensive boards here this evening, folks. Amari Joseph, who picked up a couple of quick fouls, and ever since Malachi came into the ball game, Malachi has not been out. Wyndham can't hit. Under 12 and a half minutes to go. Oh, get that shot out of here by Malachi. Trying to steal the ball back, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be Tigers basketball. Malachi Johnson, what a game so far. He's doing it all. Offensive, defensive boards, blocks, alternating shots. So 37-31 is our score. Tigers on top as Amari Joseph checks back into the ball game for the first time since picking up 2 quick fouls early on in the first half. Phillips thought about a 3, backs up, gives it up. Back over to Phillips. Oh, nice pass. Blew the open man, cannot hit. Chance Hatcher comes away with the ball. Here comes Lance Smith like a freight train as he falls down. Last touch by the Tigers. (37-31) is our score. 11 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Make sure you join us after the game. We'll have the post-game interview. We'll have a post-game interview with Cabral Huff of the men's team, and we'll also have a post-game conversation with the women's head coach, Edward Glover, who, if you're just joining us or you did not tune in to watch the Lady Tigers, they fall this evening by the score of 77-60. (37-31) is our score here. 11 minutes and 45 seconds and counting. Colwell goes inside. Shot up, no good. Another opportunity for the Barons. Oh, almost a backcourt, but we'll have a whistle. Hector Rosario checks back in. Right now, the student section are on their feet here at the Dawson Center. Oh, alley-oop! Nice play coming from the backside, Ferlin Joseph. So Joseph, his first 2 points. Pass inside from Phillips to Ford as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Barons. (37-33) is our score. Tigers on top by 4. 11 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Right now, the officials have stopped play. Over to the scorer's cable to try get a few things right. I don't see any changes on the scoreboard, so I guess it was something else. All right, 37-33 as De'Ronte Foster, number 12, checks in for the Tigers. Also in there, Keyshawn Fleishan, number 11. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Rosario. Oh, boom to the basket. Counted and one. That was a silky smooth move by Hector Rosario. And a foul is called on Kenny Colwell. That is his second and team's third. So both teams with 3 team fouls apiece. And Rosario completes the 3-point play. 40-33 is our score. Lance. Oh, the block there. Amari Joseph. As the ball goes out of bounds, they'll say Barons basketball. Here's the shot. No good. Ball knocked around. Foster skies for the rebound. It's a 7-point Tiger lead. And back the other way is an offensive foul called against Amari Joseph. Amari Joseph away from the basketball. Pushes down Grant Sanders. And Joseph now picks up foul number 3, and he has to go back to the bench. So right now in there for the Tigers is number 23, Bryce Wilson. Ten minutes, 15 seconds to go. Here's Lance Smith to the basket, and we'll have a whistle. Lance Smith has played very aggressive here in this ball game. Aggressive to the basket, trying to draw fouls. As it was a Tigers foul. Colwell, quick shot. Got it. That is Kenny Colwell's third 3-pointer of the evening. He has 9 points, and it's a 4-point Tiger lead at 40-36. Under 10 minutes to go. Rosario to the basket. Hector Rosario is starting to come alive here. 42-36, Lance. Oh, answers right back and gives the crowd the 3 fingers. That is Lance Smith's second 3-pointer. As a foul. Oh, no, off the leg of Hector Rosario, so not a foul. (42-39) is our score. Tigers on top. This is Homecoming 2022. Make sure that you join us Saturday for our next doubleheader of basketball, Homecoming Saturday, as Johnson and Wales University comes into town to take on the Lady Tigers and the Tigers. Tip-off for the women's game is at 1, followed by the men's game at 3 o'clock. So hopefully you can join us for Homecoming Saturday. Well, we got some good game going on here between the Barons and the Tigers. 42-39 is our score. Under 9.5 minutes to go. Lance Smith has been the man for the Barons. Long 3-pointer. Can't hit. Opportunity for the Barons again. No. Ball knocked in the air. We have a whistle. And it's on the Tigers. So the Barons becoming active on the boards. And in the chat rooms, we got a battle between the Barons Nation and Tiger Country. Thank you for everybody tuning in. As at the line shooting, Emmanuel Green. Malachi checks back into the ball game. And when Malachi Johnson and Deronte Foster is in there, those are 2 very active big men. Amari Joseph is also an active big man, but right now he's sitting on the bench with 3 personal fouls. As Emmanuel Green cuts the Tiger lead down to 2 at 42-40 with 9 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the ball game. I'd like to welcome all of the Tiger alums that are watching us now via YouTube or Facebook. And if you're coming on campus here this Saturday, we got a few security details that I have to tell you about. If you are planning to attend the basketball games, make sure you have your face mask and also a clear bag for security to check your bags. So just a reminder, if you are coming on campus this Saturday, please, please, please make sure you have your face mask and make sure you have a clear bag for security to check. And we welcome back all of our alums. Some I ran into, and I know others are watching us right now, and they will be here. Also, in the chat room right now, it look like the Baron Nation has come alive here. I see a whole bunch of Baron Nation, but I also see a nice bit amount of Tigers support as well. (42-40) is our score. 9 minutes and 12 seconds to go. It's a close game here between the Barons and the Tigers. Two very improved ball clubs from a year ago. Here's the Barons on defense. Foster hits it, and that's a three-pointer. They'll give him the 3. Big shot for De'Ronte Foster, and a quick timeout. 45-40 is our score. Tigers are up. 8 minutes and 51 seconds to go here in this very excited and closely contested ball game. Two teams trying to prove that they belong. Right now, the Tigers with a 3-1 record, looking for their 4th victory of the season. Meanwhile, the Barons open up their season with a victory over Payne College, and they try to get their 2nd consecutive road victory in the state of South Carolina. So the Barons will have possession. Oh, Colwell almost stumbled out of bounds there. Oh, inside, and a whistle. 2 shots coming up. And they call it on Malachi Johnson. That's only his 2nd personal foul. (45-40) is our score. Tigers on top, and unable to hit his first shot is Ferlin Joseph. He's a 6'6" freshman out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Misses both free throws. And that is big when you have a close game like this. So the Tigers still maintained a 5-point lead at 45-40. Rosario kicks it out. Open, corner shot, no good. Rosario comes away with the boards. Foster, who hit a big 3 moments ago, gives it back. Hector, nice pass inside as Malachi is fouled. So foul call. Look like they will give it to they give it to Joseph as Malachi unable to hit. Once again, thank you so very much for tuning in, Tiger fans and Baron fans. Thank you so very much. I appreciate y'all and all the comments. Right now, score still remains 45-40, 8 minutes to go here in this second half. Colwell, long three-pointer, no good. Johnson sticks his long arms up and gets the rebound. Here's Foster backing in, has height advantage, loses the ball into the hands of Lance Smith. Smith tried to do a no-look pass, and instead, here comes Hector Rosario. Rosario flies in for two. Rosario with 11 points here this evening. 47-40, 7:15 remaining in the second half. Oh, trying to do it behind his head pass, Lance Smith, while he was in the air. And they give it out. Here's Rosario. Gives it up. From the corner. No good. Last touch by the Barons. Gotta give a shout out to Austin Pickett that's watching us right now. And yes, George Davey, yes, Bryce Wilson, a former Baron himself. So Bryce trying to do it to his old team. Wyndham back into the ball game. Wyndham, he can shoot it from anywhere. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Foster backs in. And a foul called against Dane Fisher. Dane is only 6'1". Durante Foster, he's 6'8". Fisher's second foul. Shot put up no good. Foster is blocked from behind. Nice play there by Grant Sanders. (47-40) is our score with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. As the foul called against the Tigers, DeMarcus Johnson Jr. cannot hit. And DeMarcus Johnson Jr. still scoreless so far. As we're coming up on 6 minutes to play here in the second half, 47-40 is our score. Tigers up by 7, but the Barons just forced the turnover off of the leg of Foster. Here are the Barons. Oh, long three-pointer. No good there by Fisher, but the Barons with another opportunity. Here's Sanders. Off glass, too hard. Hector Rosario comes away with the boards. 47-40 is our score. Malachi. He fouled. 5 minutes And 39 seconds to go here in the second half. 47-40. DeMarcus Johnson picks up the foul. As Malachi has had a good all-around game here so far this evening, making his family very proud, watching back up there in the town of brotherly love. There's only brotherly love until the Cowboys come to town. Malachi misses the second. 1 out of 2 goes Malachi, and it's 48-40 with 5.5 minutes to go. The Tigers, pretty good. And a shot up, no good. Oh, and it's stuck for Grant Sanders. And that will belong to the Tigers. As we check into the chat room, Caleb asks, who do you think is better at golf, him or Clayton? Well, to be honest with you, I haven't seen neither one of you play golf, so I can't really give a good answer on that. How's your handicap? Under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Nice pass off. Only 2 seconds. They got to get it off. Oh, it's blocked. What a block there by Malachi. Tigers with the numbers. Wyndham puts it in. Defense, defense, defense. Johnson Jr. in the lane. Yes, he was fouled from behind by Terrell Wyndham. So Wyndham picks up the foul. That's only his first, but that is the team's 9th. So at the line shooting is DeMarcus Johnson Jr. And he's still trying to get into the scorebooks for the first time. Now he does. Second shot is good. So right now it is a 8-point lead with 4.5 minutes to go for the Tigers. 50-42. Right now, Barons showing a little press as the ball was tipped, but the Tigers still maintain possession. Here's Blue. Gives it off. Johnson unable to get the ball. Lance Smith. Smith is stripped there by Julius Phillips. Tigers with numbers. Wyndham at his spot. Got it! Terrell Wyndham. I like to call it the Candyland spot because he is so sweet from that area. Tigers enjoy their biggest lead of the night. 53-42 with 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go. And this Tiger team is up and ready. So this has been a very entertaining game, not just on the court, but also off the court in the chat rooms as well, as we have plenty of Tigers and Barons fans going back and forth. People asking me about their golf game, which is, I gotta say, that does bring a little chuckle to me. I wish we had a golf tournament here. Maybe next year I'll bring up a golf tournament, and so Clayton and Caleb and a few others who talk about their golf game could prove it on the golf course next year, and all proceeds will go to charity. How about that? All right, 53-42 is our score with 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go. Oh, and one there for Lance Smith. So Lance, the leading scorer for the Barons. Also got to give a shout out to Mackenzie Tripp. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, if the chat room, if y'all agree to having a golf tournament next year, yeah, please let me know. So we have a foul call, back to action. As the foul was called on Rich Turner, number 22, who just was in the ball game and now back out of the ball game. (53-44) is our score. Tigers are up. And Jordan Blue puts in the first of two. Oh, I could play a little golf now. Hey, I could play a little golf now. See, y'all going to get me started here in this chat room. We got to get this game finished. 55-44. On the block there by Hector. As the ball goes on the floor, jump ball, and it should be Tigers ball. Hector Rosario with the good defense there. Nicholas, if you want me to commentate the golf tournament, I'll be glad to do it. Thank you, Clayton, as well, for the props. I appreciate it. Once again, this broadcast cannot be done without the help of the Voorhees students. These are Voorhees students here. They are on the job training, and I have to give it up to them. They have been active here. That's why we do this for the students. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Meanwhile, Barons, they get it. Oh, blocked from behind, Malachi. Oh, we have a traveling violation called on Rosario, and a technical foul is called on Rosario. (55-44) is our score. 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. So there was a technical foul called on Hector Rosario, who did not like that traveling call. So at the line shooting, Dane Fisher, unable to hit. So the score remains 55-44, 3 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Let's see if Fisher can hit the second. Score remains 55-44. So as Hector Rosario will sit on the bench, Wilson Bryce will check back in. Lance along the baseline challenging Johnson. And they'll call the foul on Malachi. Johnson disagrees with that call, but Malachi will pick up his third. So the clock will stop with 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go. 55-44 is our score. Tigers up over the Barons here. So at the line shooting, the leading scorer for this evening for the Barons, Lance Smith. Lance misses the first. Lance so far with 17 points. Lance Smith hits the second. It is now 55-45, 10-point lead for the Tigers, under 3 minutes remaining here in this ball game. Right now, coming up on 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Jordan Blue. Blue gives it up. Wyndham thought about a three. Wyndham, oh, he backs up. Three-pointer. Oh, it front rims it. We probably would have had students running on the court if that happened, like it was Rucker. That shot is wild. And coming back, here comes Wyndham. Spots up. Three-pointer. He hits that one. Wyndham. Big three-pointer for the Tigers, and that increases the lead to 58-45, make it 58-47 as a quick deuce there by Emmanuel Green. Quick timeout. Barons call a timeout, 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. And it's a 11-point lead for the Tigers at 58-47 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. If you like this action of Tiger basketball, make sure you tune in on Saturday, as we'll have homecoming Saturday as the Tigers and the Lady Tigers will take on Johnson & Wales University. Game will start with the ladies at 1. And the men's will be at 3. Okay, Nicholas. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say what's up to Barry. Phillips. That's a foul called against Emmanuel Green. Emmanuel was trying to get the offensive foul. Wyndham checks out of the ball game. Wyndham in this game with 12 points off the bench for Wyndham. Also, Foster comes out. Julius Phillips will be at the line shooting with 1 minute 55 seconds to go. Unable to hit the front end of a 1-and-1, and the Barons are still in it. 58-47. Quick three-point out of the corner. Oh, and the lead is down to single digits as a three-pointer made there by Jordan Johnson, and is down to a 58-50 Tiger lead. So a quick timeout taken by the Barons once again. 1 minute 46 to go here. Once again, this has been a heck of a game. 58-50 is our score, but it felt like this game has been much closer than what the score indicates right now, which is 58-50. But you still have 1:46 to go. Anything can happen with 1:46 to go and an 8-point lead. As everybody having a good time here, the student section. The student section is a little bit off camera, but if you can hear them, they are definitely excited here. As we'll have a whistle and a push. It looks like they will get Jordan Johnson on that push. So Johnson will pick up his first personal. And that's team foul number 9 for the Barons. Jordan Blue will be at the line shooting. Still 1:46 to go. We have substitutions. Kenny Colwell, who all of his points came via the three-point line, is back into the ball game. Also in the ball game is Dane Fisher for the Barons. Fisher, although he has not gotten off yet tonight, but Fisher is also a three-point threat. Jordan Blue hits the second. And it is a 10-point Tiger lead at 60-50. Colwell with the basketball. As we mentioned, 4 out of the 5 Barons that's on the court right now can hit a three, but off of the hands of Jordan Johnson, Terrell Wyndham and Tyler Willoughby checks back in for the Tigers. A minute and 31 seconds to go here in the ball game. It's a 10-point Tiger lead, trying to hold on this lead. And a steal by the Barons. Lance Smith with the big theft. And it's back down to an 8-point Tiger lead at 60-52. Here's Wyndham. Wyndham backs up now. They was trying to bring the double team, trying to reach in. Oh, and Jordan Blue, I think he was trying to look for Wyndham, but Wyndham has spotted up already. So right now with 1:07 to go, it's still a very close ball game. Barons hit a couple of shots here, and it's nail bite city here. Crowell. And that's an errant pass. Tigers will take over. Once again, the Tigers holding their opponent to less than 70 points here this evening as Voorhees called a timeout. Coach Huff, he has to be impressed with the defense, only giving up 52 points. And in one of their 2 victories at the HBCU Classic this past weekend, they only gave up 57 points in one victory. .4 seconds to go. All right, Nicholas, it's on for that golf tournament. And we'll have a foul called against the Barons. Boy, I tell you, Do y'all really want that golf smoke? All right, 56.7 seconds to go. Tigers up 60-52. Make sure you join us as we will have the post-game show coming up. Interview with Coach Huff. Rosario cannot hit the first. And again, with only 56 seconds to go, a three-pointer. And once again, it is nail bite city. Rosario hits 1 out of 2, and it's a 9-point lead. Barons need to hit a 3. There goes one. No good. Bryce tried to save it. Still loose. Still on the ground. And finally, the Tigers come away with it. Jordan Blue trying to dribble it around, and finally the whistle. As the clock stops with 36.5 seconds to go. 61-52 is our score. Tigers on top. So right now, Jordan Blue will be at the line to try to make it a double-figure lead, which he does. Jordan Blue now with 11 points on the evening, and it's a 63-52 Tigers on top. Quick out of the corner. That looked like that was altered just a little bit there. Shot clock is turned off as Hector Rosario is fouled by Lance Smith. Got to give it up to the Barons, though. They are playing right down to the final whistle. Which right now, the final whistle is 24 seconds away. And the Tigers are 24 seconds away from their 4th victory this season. Remember, folks, the Tigers only won 6 games last year. So this 4th victory, and if they could pull off a victory on Saturday, they're almost nearing the total number of wins that they had last year. It's just a wing and a prayer, and right now, Dane Fisher, as he hits it, but still a 10-point Tiger lead. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you so very much for the kind comments. Appreciate you. And thank you Barons Nation for showing out tonight. Also, I want to thank Tiger Nation as well for showing up in the chat room. The chat room has been very active tonight. I enjoyed myself. Jordan Blue puts the lead to 11, 14 seconds to go. And the Tigers can just hold it. Phillips puts the exclamation point to the Tiger victory. 68-55. Last shot. That will do it. Final score as the crowd stands and applauds. The Tigers with a 68-55 victory over the Brewton Parker Barons. Stay with us, folks. We'll have the post-game show coming up as the teams exchange hands, as, of course, Bryce, his former team. Once again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Those of you in the chat room, I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Stay tuned. We'll have the post-game show, as we'll have an interview with Cabral Huff. Tigers improved their record to 4-1 on the season. Meanwhile, the Barons, after winning at Payne, coming up. You're watching Tiger basketball on Voorhees Media Network. Welcome back as we have the post game show right now. As right now, joining me here on the post game live, we have the women's head coach of the Lady Tigers, Coach Edward Glover. Tonight, go down to defeat to Coastal Georgia, 77-60. Want to get your thoughts on the game?
I don't know if I have any thoughts, Clarence. To be honest with you, just a tale of two different teams. Team we had here Sunday when we were on the road was a much different team than we came here tonight. I mean, we played in spurts. We didn't play that complete game, and we got a complete game on this past weekend, but we didn't get one tonight. Man, that was the difference. I'm not taking nothing away from Coastal Georgia. They played hard, played confident. Got a couple of veteran leaders over there. We just got to get better. We got to get our backcourt better, our perimeter players better. We got to get that ball inside. Ravenel on his shot had 7 attempts at the basket. If it's 5 or 7, we got to get them more attempts. Right. Because we got to go through her. Right, got to go through her, and that'll free up things for our perimeter game.
Now, I was in the first half. It seemed like Coastal Georgia was just hitting all their shots in the first period, and the ladies, especially about around the 4 or 5 minute mark of the first quarter, the shots just wasn't knocking down there, but it looked like it affected the squad moving forward in the game.
Yeah, when you have nights like you're gonna have nights like that, but you got to still stay positive and be strong on that defensive side of the ball. And when the opportunity you do get stops, like we did in the second half, we did. I think we cut it down to 10 and have an opportunity to get in within double figures, and I think we threw it away. Several times we threw the ball away. We had 21 turnovers. We forced 22. You told me before the game we're going to force Coastal Georgia 22 turnovers. I'll take that. Mm-hmm. But we can't give it right back to them. That's almost even as out. We need to be, ahead of that by much more than just one. Right. And it makes a difference.
Right. So looking at this, I know you said you're looking at the backcourt, the front court, but what are some of the things that you can take away positively now going into Saturday? Because I know right now the Lady Tigers still got that one victory, but I know they are itching for a winning streak here.
Well, first of all, we got to go into Thursday. We go on the road to a tough Brewton Parker team that's I think maybe 3-1, 4-1, some of that. So we got to turn around quick. We got 1 day to get ready, and we played a lot of games within the last since we opened the season. I think we might have played 7 in a 14-day span. That's a lot of basketball. Right. And picking up tomorrow and then again Saturday. So we just got to keep working. Got to get better. We're up to where we got one more young lady that's going to be with us as far as part of the team for this first semester. So we're there. We just got to keep working. I know we got a lot of youth, and this kind of games help them get better. But victory would even help them be even better.
Right. And when you think about it, still people still find amazing that remember most of your squad is like freshmen and sophomore. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So the growing pains, and we talked about this before the season, that there will be some growing pains in here because these are freshmen and sophomores. They, some had played previously. If the sophomores, they played probably previously at other schools, but then these freshmen is coming straight from high school. So the college game is much different than the high school game.
It is. And some little things, making an extra pass, containment on defense, closing out correctly. Some things you might have took for granted in high school, but you have to be on it in the college game if you're going to be successful. And that's to say, we got to keep working. I don't know. I think they might get through it better than I will, but we just got to keep at it. And we're looking for it to pay off because, basketball. One thing I like about basketball, it's a long season, and then it can be 2 or 3 seasons depending on the postseason. Right. So, it is what it is, and we're gonna keep working at it.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us here. Good luck Thursday. It's a tough Lady Barons squad that you guys say, but we will see you on Saturday for homecoming. So get your rest up, and I know it's a quick turnaround and everything, but again, this is a lady team that I think that can grow as the season progresses.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We appreciate it, man. Appreciate
Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir. That was the head coach of the women's Lady Tigers basketball squad, Coach Edward Glover. And right now, as we get ready for the victorious coach here, Coach Cabral Huff, as Huff joins us as he enters into the picture. Once again, defense, defense, defense. And I know as a coach, one of the things that they always stress is defense because everybody can play offense. It's the defense part. But want to get your thoughts about this game.
We defend, man. That's our calling card. We're going to get after. We're going to play harder. We're going to defend. And if we can keep doing that, we give ourselves the opportunity to win every game. It doesn't matter. We got depth to do it. So if you don't want to defend, we can find somebody that can.
Right.
But these guys are locked in. They're connected with each other. They love the defensive end and getting stops, especially when we get 3 straight stops. That really helps, man. And we just locked in and locked them down and defended. And if you look at our 4 wins so far, the 1 loss is when we didn't defend as well late in the game.
Right. And I mentioned at the top of the broadcast of the men's game that the front court would play a factor in this. Now, Amari Joseph did pick up a couple of personal fouls early on in the game, but then when Malachi jumped it seemed like things went to the next level.
Malachi Johnson had a heck of a night. He controlled the glass. He controlled the defensive end, blocking shots. He scored around the basket. He was everything we knew he could be when we got him here as a transfer. And we lugged that rotation down there between him, Durante Foster, and Omari Joseph. Those 3 on any given night. It could be any one of those 3 guys.
And I kept saying, I said the wingspan of those 3 guys, if you just put them together, it goes from one end of the court to the other end of the court. But also want to give a shout out to Jordan Blue. Jordan Blue, who had nice games up there, the HBCU Classic. He's also was the leading scorer here tonight. What can you say about his game?
A senior who's been with me for a while. Anybody that knows, I had the opportunity to coach him in high school. So having an opportunity to coach him here, he knows what I expect. He's leading this team with leadership. When he makes a mistake, he owns it. He gets it back. Those guys, they love him. They follow him. And him and Terrell Wyndham are our 2 leaders.
Right. Yeah, Terrell Wyndham came off the bench, had some spark. So some real true spark. But also talk about Hector Rosario. Hector Rosario is now, I'm going to say he's going to be one of those comeback player of the year type things because he also again showed out here tonight. What can you say about his play?
We just want him to make that impact he made his first year. People talk about him last year and say, well, he had a down year. Well, technically his numbers were the same. He just didn't make the same impact. I think now you're seeing the same impact that he has on the floor. And when you put him out there with Jordan Blue and with Terrell Wyndham or Christian Ford or Keyshawn Fleeton or with Tyler Willoughby or Bryce Wilson, it's hard. Who are you going to stop right there? And then with our inside presence with Julius Phillips and those big 3 guys there, it's tough. It's tough to play.
And you know what? And it seems like the depth is starting to really come because you can go from 1 to 10 and put them on the court. You could almost interchange them as starters and backups, and it's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it tonight. Tyler Willoughby, he didn't play a lot the second half. Amari Joseph, as you mentioned, didn't play a lot the second half. And we've had that. I mean, you saw Christian Ford in one of our first games here have a big night. We've seen Terrell Wyndham have big nights. We've seen Durante Foster. So that depth has really played a big factor in what we want to do.
And again, I'm going to say this again, defense wins championships. And right now, the defense, you hold another opponent under 70 points again. What can you say about the overall tenacity on the defensive side?
Man, defensive coordinator, James Williams and Zy Bradford, they do a great job in practice of what we're trying to do defensively. And those guys buy in. They know when we don't get stops in practice, we do push-ups, we run. It's what we do. So when it comes to the game, it's easier. They know we're going to defend. They know that's what we're about. They know that's our calling card. We know we can score the basketball. But when we defend, it makes it hard. It makes it hard for other teams to beat us.
And the last 5 opponents, even in the loss, it's very much hard to defend. And you're doing your thing. So now, turn our attention, of course, homecoming Saturday, Johnson and Wells. It doesn't matter what their records are, but still tough competition coming in, Coach.
Definitely. But before we get to homecoming, we got to go to Life on Thursday. Right. So I can't worry about homecoming just yet, fans. I got to worry about Thursday. And Life's a great opponent. They actually beat Kaiser this past weekend. So we know we're on for a test, traveling up the road to Marietta, Georgia. Perennial, I call them a blue blood NAIA program. So we got to be ready to play. We got to come and defend again on the road and do the things that we're supposed to do. Then handle business there and then try to get back here for homecoming and do what we do for the fans that's going to be here.
Right. Oh yeah, and the fans will be out here. And one more
Support tonight. Great support tonight.
I want to comment on that. Great support tonight by the fans, and that was very much needed because it seemed that was been missing the past couple of years, of course, due to the pandemic or whatnot. But what does it say that a whole student body, and not just the student body, but the faculty and staff are behind you, and alumni are behind you right now?
Man, that's what you get at a HBCU. So if there's anybody who doesn't believe in HBCU and believe in family, that's what you get here. You get people coming out. They're going to know you by name. They're going to come to your games. It's not just the season ticket holders. It's everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's everybody. It's everybody. Well, Coach, thank you so very much. Oh, and also a real moving tribute for Khalil right before the men's game. So what can you say about that?
Khalil was a tremendous young man. Those guys that had a chance to play with him last year, it took something out of us, to be honest with you, to have that tribute. But we wanted to have it during homecoming to make sure our fans, the women's team, everybody got a chance to just celebrate his life and what he meant for us here at Voorhees, what he meant for us as a young man on this basketball team, and to have his family drive 8 hours down. It was tremendous, man. And we know he was looking down on us today with that smile that he has, that infectious laugh that he had. And so we're just glad we could honor him with a win tonight.
Right. And a great win at that. So, Coach Huff, thank you so very much for joining me. Let's go out there, get that victory of life, and then we'll see you on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, fans.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right. That was Coach Cabral Huff of the victorious men's team here this evening with the victory. Now they improved their record to 4-1. Again, they'll have a game on the road against Life University. Then they'll be back here Saturday for the Johnson and Wells matchup, which you can see right here on our YouTube page and also on Facebook Live. So before I say goodnight, I want to give a shout out to all of our Voorhees students behind the camera, in the production, who brought these last 2 games to you and bringing every home game to you, and of course on Saturday as well. So I like to thank right now publicly all of our students who are working hard behind the scenes. It takes a lot to bring this production and this coverage of basketball and just athletic sporting events here for you. So I got to tip my hat off to the students at Voorhees University who help us tremendously behind the scene. Also got to give a shout out to the executive producer, Curtis Sumner. Curtis Sumner has been running around north and south, east and west on campus here all this week with all the events that's happening here on homecoming. So for all of us here at the Voorhees Media Network, thank you so very much for tuning in. Our next Media Network game will take place Saturday at 1 p.m. Homecoming Saturday. Remember the times. And we look forward to see all of our alums back here on campus and ready to cheer on our Lady Tigers and Tigers. And we'll have the games for you between Voorhees and Johnson and Wells, starting with the women's game at 1 p.m., then followed by the men's game at 3 p.m. So hopefully that you can join us. We enjoyed the chat room conversation here tonight. Continue chatting away, and we will talk to you on Saturday. So for everybody here at the Leonard E. Dawson Center on the campus of Voorhees University, I'm Clarence Jones. Thank you so very much for tuning in and enjoying basketball here tonight, and we will talk to you on Saturday. Good night, everybody.